Greetings, my friends. This is Carrie Konyha, and thank you so much for joining me today as we take a look at the astrological energy shining in for this last week of April 2022, beginning with the last quarter moon happening in the sign of Aquarius on Saturday, April 23rd. In this episode, we're going to take a look at how we can best harness the power of the energy shining in this week as a catalyst for initiating cycles of positive change that we stand at the threshold of now. The last quarter moon phase of each lunar cycle each month serves as a turning point or a crossroads that enable us to make whatever energy shifts necessary to clear the way for new cycles of energy that come in with the following new moon. Now, this next new moon that we have coming up on April 30th brings with it a powerful solar eclipse in the sign of Taurus. I'm going to talk a little bit about that later in this episode, and then we'll elaborate on that in the next episode. But stay with me here. We've got some potent, powerful energies shining in this week that support us all in initiating positive change. So this is the energy this week of sort of preparing for takeoff. I'm going to start by talking a little bit about the energy around this last quarter moon, which happens this Saturday, April 23rd. The moon in Aquarius is squaring the sun in Taurus. We're officially in Taurus season now. The sun just went into Taurus on the 19th. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that also in a moment. But anytime we have a square in astrology, it's like a little bit of a checkpoint. It gives us an opportunity to reconcile or rectify energies that we're working with. Now, this particular last quarter moon being in the sign of Aquarius, which wants its freedom, wants to be playful, wants to be in its exuberance, wants to be out and socializing, is squaring the sun in Taurus, which is more of a grounding, stabilizing, earthy energy, which makes us feel a little bit more homebody-ish. So the energies around this last quarter moon are inviting us to be a little bit adaptable and flexible as we navigate between, on one hand, this need to be in our exuberance, get out and about, be playful, interact, socialize, and a need for grounding, centering time at home. So take a moment and ask yourself how you can see that this is showing up for you. For me, I'm still settling into my new home that I moved into last week. And so a big part of me wants to be home, unpacking, but at the same time, I'm over it. I want to be done with all of this unpacking and settling in, and I want to resume with my normal life. So that's how it's showing up for me. Ask yourself how it's showing up for you and just take note of it. A really good way to learn astrology is to just be aware of what the astrological aspects are that are going on each week. And then ask yourself how it's showing up in your life and how it's influencing you. And then over time, you learn through the tangible experience of the energy. It helps you to understand how to consciously work with those astrological aspects even more. Okay, so as we all know, if you've been following my channel and following my weekly episodes here, we've been talking a lot about Pisces energy this year. And that's because we've got a significant amount of activity happening around the sign of Pisces. And a lot of it happens to be converging and coming together this month. Some of the biggest astrological aspects of the year are actually happening this month. So it's been a highly transformative time, as you may have noticed in your own life. But the good thing is with this Pisces energy, and I've said it before, Pisces is all about the realm of imagination, intuition, dream time, our connections spiritually and creatively. So this has been a time where we're all sort of envisioning whatever we're imagining as being connected to our highest and best expression of life. So up till now, this year, there's been a lot of envisioning, imagining, intending, as I've said in earlier episodes, sort of dreaming a new reality into being. But some of the energies are shifting now. We do still have a Pisces stellium happening. A stellium is when you have 3 or more planets or asteroids in the same sign. And so what I want to say here is that on the 26th, we have Jupiter, Neptune, Venus, the moon, Mars, and the asteroid Juno all in the sign of Pisces. So we've got this big lineup happening on April 26th. This energy is really harmonious. It really boosts a feeling of unconditional love for humankind. It's very humanitarian. It's very creatively inspiring. But the other thing that I want to talk about here is that with the Taurus energy shining in, now we finally are in a situation where we can start rooting in and grounding in, establishing foundations for everything that we've been intending and dreaming into being, to actually begin manifesting, taking form, taking shape in our physical reality. On top of that, on April 27th, we have 2 significant aspects happening. We have Venus in Pisces conjunct Neptune in Pisces. So Venus is the ruler of Taurus, and we are in Taurus season, which again is grounded, level-headed, tenacious, loyal, and sensual energy. So Venus is the ruler of that energy. Now we have Venus in Pisces, which really inspires a soul-centered desire for creating and experiencing an air, an energy of beauty around us. While the Neptune and Pisces energy really triggers creative imagination. So overall, this conjunction between Venus and Neptune, both in the sign of Pisces, boosts creative imagination and inspiration. And then the other big thing that's happening this week, we've got Mercury and Taurus making a sextile to Jupiter in Pisces on the 27th as well. This aspect brings in clarity of awareness that supports the implementation or decision-making around what our creative ideas have been. So again, there's this energy of there being an actual tangible, grounded, forward movement, momentum beginning to take shape around all that we've been having swirling around in the realm of creative ideas for the past many months. At the same time, Mercury shifts into the sign of Gemini on the 29th. This aspect boosts activity around all things having to do with thinking and communication. So this is a really good energy to funnel in the direction of whatever goals or ambitions that you have in mind that require creative thinking and communication. On April 29th, Pluto goes retrograde in the sign of Capricorn, which brings us into a 5-month journey of personal transformation. But we're going to look at this through the lens of the energy that's happening around this solar eclipse happening on the new moon on April 30th. Now, eclipses always serve to bring to the light of awareness that which has felt a little bit anomalous, hidden, or obscured on deeper unconscious levels with us. But with the solar eclipse happening in the sign of Taurus, making favorable aspects to both Mars and Uranus, which we're going to talk a lot more about in the next episode, the energies around this eclipse are favorable. It supports us all in, again, harnessing the power of this energy to implement positive change. What I pick up intuitively around all of these energies is that over the course of the next several months, we're all going to be experiencing an energy where we're finally making actual tangible progress in implementing and manifesting whatever the intentions, goals, and dreams that we've been imagining for ourselves for this first several months of the year. It feels really exciting. It feels really empowering. It feels really good. Let me know in the comments below how you feel it's shaping up for you. And with that, let's go ahead and see what additional sacred wisdom teachings and insights want to come through the tarot. I'm working with my Universal Rider-Waite deck today. All of my other tarot decks are still packed away. This is the one that I work with the most in my own practice as a psychic reader. And so I am going to be doing a 4-card tarot spread today, specifically connected to these energies that are happening astrologically this week. Now, as I reminded us of earlier, each last quarter moon serves as a crossroads or a turning point that prepares us for shifting into the new energies for the next new moon. So this first card that we're going to look at here is going to give us some additional insights. We're looking into this card with the intention of gaining awareness around what opportunity does the crossroads of this last quarter moon bring in for us all. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Okay, let me dig in and see what wants to come up here. I'm going to really, really dig in. Feels like it wants to be this one. So we have the 3 of Cups. This is connected to that moon and Aquarius energy in the way that Aquarian energy compels us to be in our exuberance, our playfulness, our charisma. It wants us to be social. And the 3 of Cups energy is exactly that. This is the energy of sharing camaraderie, connection, inter-support, joyful companionship, being in your radiance, sharing your electromagnetic radiance with those that are in your inner circle of soul tribe. Now, when I first pulled this card, it came up reversed. When this card comes up reversed, it usually is an indicator of not feeling connected along those lines. So as we're looking at the crossroads opportunity that this last quarter moon is bringing in, it feels like it's shifting out of feeling somewhat disconnected into renewed opportunity to reconnect. So take a look at the card here and take a look at whatever symbolism within the card is jumping out at you the most. So looking at it here, we have a pumpkin in the foreground here by my finger. We have flowers in the background. There's a lot of orange, which represents the second chakra. There's some gold energy, some white. The cups themselves represent our sensing feeling body, our emotional well-being, our intuition. There's 3 women celebrating connectivity here. And so ask yourself, what part of this card is jumping out at you the most? What part is speaking to you? And how might it be connected to a crossroads opportunity that you have in your life that's connected to reconnecting with people, revitalizing your life through enriching relationships, social situations? That's one of the aspects that's connected to all of this Pisces energy that we have going on this week. It's a lot about unconditional love. It's a lot about self-love. It's a lot about sharing the energy of lovingness with others. And it's a lot about relationship as well. Feel into it. Ask yourself, what does this represent to me? How is this a message for me personally? And how can I harness the power of this energy to support my own life journey right now? So a part of each crossroads or turning point that the last quarter moon brings in typically invites us to release or let go of something that has served its purpose or that we're ready to be bringing into completion. So let's take a look at what's fading away. What's fading away? What's releasing? What's being let go of? And it's the Magician card. When the Magician card comes up, this is the energy of channeling life force energy to and through you. Creative life force energy. And when you're looking at the card, you can see that there's white lilies and red roses in the foreground on the earth. There's a representation of each suit of the tarot on the table. There's a cup, a wand, a sword, and a pentacle. The figure himself, the magician, has a double-pointed wand that he's lifting up to the sky in his right hand, which is accessing, connecting to cosmic energy. And his left hand is pointing downward towards the earth, which represents channeling that energy through him. Above his head is like a infinity symbol, also called a lemniscat. And this represents the flow of life force energy. And then we also see red flowers around the top of the card. So in the tarot, the white lilies represent your spiritual ambitions, while the red roses represent the manifestation of those things or your material desires. The different implements on the table represent a message, remembering that we all have the tools, the resources, the ingredients that we need in order to achieve, manifest, or create whatever we're intending. And it's a reminder about channeling the energy through us. Now, as we're looking at this in regard to what wants to be released, I'm reminded of this teaching about the process of manifestation. Process number one is setting a clear intention, and then aligning with the energy of that intention. And then step number two is letting it go so that it can come back to you in manifested form. So what's releasing, I feel, as we're looking at this card, is remembering to let the energy of your intention go out into the universe. Let your prayers and your intentions go out into the universe. Let it go from your mind, let it go from your being, so that it can come back to you. We don't have to be consistently thinking and vibing and feeling into what we're intending. All we have to do is, okay, this is what I'm intending. Here's me embodying the energy of it. And then I'm going to let those ideas go so the universe can bring it back to me. If we're constantly thinking about it in our head, it's like trapped in you in a way that the circuits of energy cannot complete itself. So I feel like that is the message that wants to come through around what are we releasing? We're releasing the energy of those things that we've been intending for many months now, those new dreams, so that they can start manifesting or taking form in the physical reality. So next we're going to look at what's anchoring in, what's finding balance in our lives. What's anchoring in, what's finding balance. You just feel into what it wants to be here. Okay, it is the 9 of Wands, and it did come up reversed, so I'm going to talk about the reversal here. And the 9 of Wands can depict an energy of exhaustion that happens when we're vigilantly advocating for something that we don't really feel aligned with anymore. So ultimately, this card can be a message about establishing boundaries, establishing a clear energy parameter for yourself, holding space for whatever your intentions are, being responsible and accountable for you being the one holding the space necessary for your goals, ambitions, dreams, what have you, to manifest. So what's anchoring in, what's balancing in the reverse position, I feel like it's the energy of discovering what your energy parameters and boundaries need to be right now. Where have you not been honoring your own boundaries, and how can you reestablish that for yourself? Where have you grown into an energy of depletion, and how can you replenish yourself? Ask yourself these questions. Take a look at the card once again. You can see close up the guy's expression on his face. looks a little bit weary. He looks a little bit beat up. He looks a little bit uncertain about, why am I even here anyway? I don't even want to be here anymore. Why am I still doing this? And again, I feel like that's a part of what we want to ask ourselves. In fact, a lot of the energy that's happening this week is a lot about the whys. Why am I doing this? I've talked about this before in previous episodes, where asking yourself why you're doing something, what your reason for an idea is, a goal or an action, asking yourself why is a really good way to tap into the underlying sense of soul purpose around what your intentions are. It also puts you in a position where you can assure that your why is a high vibration reason and not something that's rooted in fear, lack, or worry. So again, what's finding balance? We are finding balance in reviewing and reestablishing healthy boundaries energetically, healthy energetic parameters that support us in holding space for what it is that we're intending for ourselves, and not allowing our energy to be hijacked by other people's situations, not allowing our efforts and intentions to be thwarted by other people and situations. Establishing boundaries isn't always easy, especially when you have a habit of not honoring boundaries. If any of you have questions out there about how to get back on track with establishing boundaries in ways that feel healthy and empowered for you, let me know your questions in the comments below, and I'm happy to share some insights with you. Last card we're going to look at today, what's an energy that's carrying forward into this new moon energy that's happening on the 30th with the solar eclipse? What energy is connected to the current cycle that we're in now that wants to carry forward and blossom into this energy of initiating positive change theme that we're coming into next week? Let's take a look here. Momentum. It's the Eight of Wands. I think maybe this card came up last week or the week before. So this card represents forward movement, growth, expansion, and momentum. I would recommend that we all take a look at what aspects of our life have we been striving to achieve a positive momentum with, and let yourself nurture that aspect of your intentions right now. With all the Pisces energy that we've had this year, it hasn't been super easy to manifest tangible results up till now, but that energy is definitely shifting. And the reason that I say that is because I don't want us to feel discouraged around where there's felt to be setbacks. Setbacks are not always indicators that something's not completely aligned for us. Sometimes it's just a matter of a timing thing. So with whatever your goals, ambitions, dreams have been, whether they're tangible things you're wanting to manifest in the physical world or goals of personal development, the things that you feel a true sense of passion and calling towards, specifically, these are the areas where you're going to start experiencing a breakthrough in positive growth and momentum now. So again, this is the week of preparing for takeoff. I would recommend utilizing the energy of this last quarter moon this week to do what you can do to really set the space to prepare to completely embrace and harness the power of fresh momentum that's coming in. Harnessing the power of momentum in alignment with your innermost soul intentions, and trusting that the timing is showing up now to make progress along those lines. Okay, guys, this feels like a good time to wrap it up, so I'm going to wrap it up here for today. All my love, blessings, namaste, and I'm going to see you all right around the corner in the next video.